It was with great interest I listened to Jackie Taylor, who lives up on High Prairie, read a letter purported to be by a city employee in praise of the city. And I was delighted because most city employees, as you look around, in 10 years that I know of, rarely come in here. Very few exceptions. And then I was profoundly disappointed to see that this person would not give their name. This doesn't bode well for the city. A person who wants to praise the city refuses to give their name and doing a good job doesn't lead me to have confidence in what's going on, even when you're saying good things. So I can't place much weight in this letter, and I'm sorry Ms. Taylor isn't here tonight, because I'm sure I could question that. Or if the person who allegedly wrote this letter is here, I'd sure like to hear from them one way or the other. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Actually, I have a couple things to say. First of all, after listening to your comment last week and listening to Mr. Custer's letter, I just wanted to make something clear that he had kind of pointed out that he took up things. He had mentioned that it was important that the city keep Mr. Gomez in his current position because of new business coming in, and that they might decide not to if they would make a change in that area. And because of his position as chairman in the planning commission as well as chairman in ODAC, or economic development, I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood that those were not reflective of the committee. They were reflective of himself as a non-citizen of Oakridge. I've had people say that they understood that it was the committee that was making that statement, and it wasn't. So I just want people to understand that. I also want to make it clear that he mentioned that Mr. Gomez was chosen out of 50 applicants. In fact, that wasn't because it rose to the top, I believe it rose to the bottom. So it was kind of a misnomer for the public, not any disrespect to Mr. Gomez, but I felt that Mr. Custer's statements were extremely biased and unfair. So I just want to make sure that that was clear. Also, regarding this tape statements, I don't know how many different times we can listen to people say they've heard really bad language, conversation, insinuations in City Hall. I guess I am at a point where, we talked about, there's always one or two people that complain, there's always this, there's always that, and in any group that happens, there is. I know that, we all know that, we deal with lots of people all the time, but this keeps coming up. And if this indeed is true, and what I hear on this is what I've been told is said, I'm appalled. You don't get to influence elections. We're not talking about just saying you don't like me. I know you don't like me. Okay, thank you. That doesn't mean it doesn't mean that I don't feel bad, but it's okay. That's why I was elected. I get that. But to willingly try to stop someone from being elected or the process when you're an elected official, you think that's funny? It's not. Well,
it is true. I listened to the tape.
I hope, let's not get into an argument with it, but I hope this isn't true. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But if it is, I am really appalled at that kind of video. No one. I shouldn't do it. Mr. Carl shouldn't do it. Judy shouldn't do it. Staff shouldn't do it. No one should do it. And this is a violation of law. And if that is the case, it will be pushed. And I would expect you, Louis, to do something about this.
Absolutely.
And take it seriously. That doesn't mean like a month later get back to us.
No. We'll look at it tomorrow. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow night. We look at it together.
This may or may not be the right time, I suppose. But I would like to make a motion. I would like like to make a motion pursuant to section 5, category A of the contract we have with the city administrator, which is the section that relates to termination without cause by the city. I would like to so move that we terminate city administrator's contract as of October 31st.
Second.
I believe
Any more
discussion is
discussion?
over.
Yes,
Go ahead.
So just so that the citizens are aware, we are currently in negotiations, so that I was gonna be leaving anyway. So I would hope that the council would consider that, so that we can just go ahead and finish that. I believe that would be great.
So I wouldn't have mentioned the fact that we're in negotiations, because I thought that was pursuant to an executive session. But since you raised it, yes, we have been.
Oh, wait a minute. What he's talking about wasn't discussed. You cannot talk about executive session stuff, no matter what.
All I'm discussing is that I got something from my attorney saying that we're in negotiations.
And you don't want me to say anything about anything?
No,
Just sit here and shut up? Is
Yeah.
that what you like?
yes.
Well, that's not what you're gonna get. We have been.
Point of order.
Uh-huh, I hear you.
And your point.
My point would be that was discussed in executive session.
You don't even know what I'm gonna say. You
Right.
don't even know what
You
I'm gonna
just started talking about it.
You interrupted.
You wouldn't. You want him to say it?
Well,
Go ahead.
I think it's probably not.
No secret now.
Go ahead.
We have been attempting to negotiate with Mr. Gomez's attorney, with our city attorney. And it's my opinion that those negotiations have not been in good faith. In other words, they've been dragging on, and it's time for action.
Kathy?
Well, I agree with that. I mean, and yes, there has been negotiations going on, and we're really pleased that that's happening.
Speak up,
But
Kathy.
I have a microphone.
We'll use it.
Turn
it on.
It's not doing anything.
Turn it on.
It says off. Okay. Will never hurt. Yes, we have been in negotiations, and, they've been moving along, but they seem to be going slower and slower. The longer they go, the more protracted this becomes, the more ineffective we have. We become ineffective because it's as if we have a sort of Damocles hanging over our heads. I believe that it's time to move on, and we need to move forward, because healing only begins once you've ripped the scab off and you can get started again. I believe this is the right thing to do, but I am a member of the council, and as the council, that's why I brought it to a vote, and would like it to come to a vote, so that the will of the council can be known.
Josh, can you hear this?
I can.
Thank you.
Any more discussion?
Well, I'd like to ask Josh if he has anything he wants to say from wherever he is.
Well, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I guess my biggest concern on this topic is that, we extended Louis Gomez's contract in good faith. Then Gary Carl gives Louis, says, December 31st, and now it's October. I don't know, I guess I'm having a hard time following bouncing around, you know, and having consistency within what it is that we say as a council. And what does the community see when we keep switching things up? If we can't get along with one another, then how could we possibly expect anybody else to? As far as the negotiations, you guys are more in the loop than me. I'm working 2 jobs currently. But I guess the motion has been motioned and seconded. So that's my 2 cents.
May I respond to Josh?
Yeah.
So, Josh, this is Gary speaking. Your concern, if I understand what you said, is that the council has not spoken with a unified voice. Is that correct?
That's part of it.
So, you're right. This is a very difficult process that we're attempting to go through. And we cannot talk about it outside of the council session or an executive session, because it would be an improper meeting if we were to do that. It's the only time that we can talk about it is now.
Right.
And you're absolutely right. I personally had hoped that things could progress differently, but in fact they have not been. And you may recall that when we had that last meeting, Judy Rowland and I were appointed to stay in communication with our attorney. Do you recall that?
I did.
And so I have been doing that. I have been in communication with our attorney. And nothing's happened. And nothing's happening. And nothing's happening. Now, I don't know whether it's our attorney who's prolonging this, or whether it's Mr. Gomez's attorney who's dragging it out, and for what reason, I don't know. But this is not a normal negotiation. It goes on week after week without any resolution or without getting anywhere. And so I kind of feel like, personally, I'm being pushed into this position of either do something or don't.
Okay, may I comment, Barry?
Yeah, sure.
My worry is that if this goes through while in negotiations, that it's going to open up a whole different problem that maybe workers and politics can't. You know, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, so I don't even know what to say, other than I hope that the people that are eating this know what they're doing, and I just gotta trust, I guess I gotta trust my fellow council.
Thank you. I don't have anything more to say, Judge. Thank you.
So I just have one thing to add here. So according to section 10 of the chart, it states that each of the officers shall be appointed and may be removed at the pleasure of the mayor with consent.
That's right.
What are we speaking?
That's the chart.
I know, officers, we need.
Julie and the judge. Those 2 officers. Additional officers shall be a municipal judge and a city administrator and such other officers.
I'm reading
as-
from the contract.
I'm reading from the chart.
What page are you on the charter?
Section 10,
He's trying to say that only
to be found on page.
Yeah, that's not true.
What version of the chart is
November
That's when you're hiring someone.
2012.
It was updated 16,
And it says,
The term was 2012, Councilor Rath.
Say that again, whoever said that.
The current charter is 2012, but the section that Councilman Gobelman is discussing, basically with concurrence of the council means 4 votes, signed by the mayor.
and pleasure of the mayor with council means.
that's what's hiring.
No.
The mayor has to abide by what the entire council
The
agrees.
mayor
Yes.
is one of 7 with the title.
Exactly.
Her vote's worth as much as yours.
I'm just throwing it out here for some clarity, right? Does it mean that the mayor has to initiate the action in council?
No.
No.
Council.
As soon as the council votes, then the mayor has to go with it.
The mayor doesn't have to.
Or according to your charter, it
I have my own opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
But if you get 4 or 5 votes and you disagree and vote the other way, it still passes.
Let us do our business. Please.
Can you, Councilor Goldman, can you tell me section what again?
Section 10 of chapter 3, form of government.
Well, I know that I'm biased, but I read it the way that Councilor Goldman reads it. that
Of course.
The mayor must initiate with
No.
the pleasure of the mayor, and then the vote to have your 4
with the
votes.
consent of the.
Yep, so
No.
that's your 4, you gotta have your 4 votes.
Well,
No.
I would beg to differ, considering our attorney told us that what our contract has stands, and that there is no reason why we can't use the contract.
I want to bring it up because.
And I don't know why we're bringing it up, so I
Because
would
we
love
want to,
clarity.
no, so,
That's
a
the
lot of
only reason I
times,
asked.
a lot of times we go to contracts with disregard to the charter.
Yes.
Or reading the charter.
Absolutely.
So I'm just putting it on the floor here, is that this is what the charter states. Now, for myself, I'm seeking clarity too.
Yes,
So I'm
exactly.
seeking opinion also. I'm not stating this as a fact or whatever, I'm looking for interpretation of how this is interpreted, so that we don't get into a situation where we can say we're violating the charter.
That's much more clear than what you said
Consent
before, so
of
I
the
appreciate
council
you
means
bringing that up.
council approval.
So the reason we cannot give it the interpretation that you're giving it is that would put all of the control in one person, the mayor, and that just doesn't make sense. You can't have the mayor controlling
No.
everything that the city council is gonna do or not do with respect to terminating your city administrator.
I'm just saying that this is what it's written.
No.
Well, it's wrong.
No, it isn't.
It just makes that legal.
I think what we've discovered is in this section is one of those, because it flips back and forth between the words that it uses. And that's what we have found throughout the charter, is that it's not as, it doesn't use its text consistently. And concise is a good word too, but it doesn't use the same words consistently. It flips back and forth between council and the word. And it's one of those things that we've recognized in the past that need to be changed. I believe there's a motion on the floor, and I just call for a vote.
So I have a question. Why? Why tonight? Why not when we did the December 31st or whatever? Why now? Why?
I believe I explained that. But I felt that we needed to move forward. That's what I said.
Okay, call for the vote.
No.
James. Nay.
Councilor McMillan,
Nay.
What did you say?
Councilor,
Nay.
Nay.
Councilor Gilliland,
Nay.
Councilor Forkham,
Yes.
Councilor Appa,
Aye.
Councilor Carl,
Aye.
Councilor Holston,
Aye.
Motion carries.
orders, what are we gonna have?
You're out of order.
Doesn't matter, the county wants to know what's gonna happen, you have no plan.
Can you call them out of order?
You
Yes.
have no plan.
That's just your
Okay.
opinion, there is a plan.
Oh,
Okay,
what's your
There's always been a
plan?
plan.
You don't get a vote.
okay, stop, everyone.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
What? No. We're gonna go on.
I've never been so sick of this town in my life.
There's your plan. It's your plan to walk it out,
If they're not part of the
Okay, additions, corrections, I will have everybody removed if you guys don't stop talking. Put it on there, I don't care.
Yes, Mayor, you have it on there, you need to add an executive session between,
Okay.
under the one that you have, that I gave you.
Now I need to find it. Executive session ORS 192.660 F, to consider information or records that are exempt from disclosure by law, including written advice from our attorney, from your attorney,
No, the city.
the city. Okay. Any corrections or adjustments to the agenda?
No, nothing else, Mayor, just that.
I have a correction to this.
Okay.
So, under 6.3, this is on page 6 and 9, where we, Councilor Holston moved that the city administrator sign the memorandum of understanding with the regional accelerator. And, we took the vote, and I'm not recorded in, my vote is not recorded there.
On which one?
6.3, on page 6 of 9, just above 6.4 that says administrative audit. See that? There's a vote.
Just above 6.4.
Uh-huh. There's a vote, Mayor Rowland, A, Goldman, A, Appa, nay. See that?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, my name's not even there.
Okay, we'll add you.
So I need to be added to that, and my vote was abstain. And,
Did you get that?
on page 2 of 9, under paragraph 3, mayor and council comments, paragraph 3, Councilor Carl said he along with several other councils, that should be councilors,